What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to break down and build this ship that I call the Predator. We'll build it from the bottom to the top and present you with a nice, easy to follow build guide. As always, if you encounter any problems with building this ship, please leave a comment and I will answer it in a pinned comment and provide a fix video if required. So check for a pinned comment. If there is one needed, every question will be answered in the pinned comment so you could easily find any answers to any trouble you're having with any of my build guides. All right, I'm going to break this down and be right back for the build. All right, before you begin this build, you are going to need your specialty vendor parts. So make your way over to New Homestead, and you're going to grab one NG20 landing gear in the 4 variant and one SAL 6830 engine. If you don't have this unlocked, then go ahead and buy a 5830 engine. It'll be just fine. And then over from Teo Astroneering on Neon City, you're going to grab a Shipbed 200 landing bay. Everything else is available at your ship builder landing pad at your outpost, so make your way on over to your outpost landing pad. And we're going to get started by dropping down a Shipbed 200 landing bay. Make sure that the entryway is facing the aft of your build. And then in front of that, you're going to drop down a shroud 1x1. And in front of that, you're going to drop down a shroud 3x1. I'm using an all-in-one berth. Now, if you want, you can use 2 different 2x1 halves here instead of a 3x1 and a 1x1. But I put the 1x1 here, which forces the ladder into this 1x1. So I'm guaranteed I come in through this door and I get one ladder going up. And if you put 2 2x2s, who knows? They always do funky things with the ladders. All right, next what I want you to do is duplicate whatever hab you ended up putting right here. Bring it up to the top and then move it off over the edge like that. And you're going to attach your landing gear right there. Your NG20 landing gear is going to attach underneath that. Then you can move this back one spot and bring in a shroud nose cap E and attach that right there. And you're done with this hab. You could delete it. Bring in 2 Deimos holes and stack them on top of each other. And we're going to be using these for drop-down duplication glitches. So select your bottom Deimos hole and your nose cap E and duplicate them. They'll drop down, accept, and now you can delete this top nose cap and this bottom Deimos hole. Next, we're going to be merging our fuel, our reactor, our shield, our cargo, an engine mount, and a grav drive all into one package right here on top of the landing bay. So in order to do that, let's move these over here because we're going to be using them for duplication. And then select these and duplicate them and place them on your 1x1 and then duplicate the top one up one. Now, go ahead and grab a shield and place it on your landing bay. And then bring out a shroud engine mount. Make sure you flip it so that the middle pipe is on the bottom and you have connection points on both sides. This has 6 different flips. So it's currently in the position we want, and you can see here's the bottom, bottom starboard side, top starboard, regular top with the middle pipes. You can see the middle pipe is on the top. And then we have the port side top, the port side bottom, and then the bottom. This is the one you want. So you'll have this little rectangle right here, this gray spot, and then the pipe will be on the bottom, the middle pipe on the bottom. All right, once you got that in position, you put that on the bottom Deimos hole, and it'll be red, and then just flip it 6 times and cancel. And there you go. Now it's locked into position. Next, let's put some cargo onto this thing. This is optional. You do not need this cargo. Put your cargo on top of the engine mount. select it in the bottom Deimos hole and duplicate down. If it goes up, that's fine. Just do it again. Select the bottom one in the bottom Deimos hole and duplicate, and now it'll go down. Now the cargo's in there. You could delete these two, and you could delete this. Next, let's do the reactor. Put your reactor on top of the cargo. Select the bottom Deimos hole in your reactor and duplicate it once. It'll drop down into the engine, and that's where we want it. Now grab a fuel tank. I'm using the 700T. You could use like the 900T, but really all you need in this game is 400 fuel, and it gets you anywhere you need. So I always use this one. It's only 10 mass lighter, but you could use the 900T if you want. So this one we need to drop down twice. So select it in the bottom Deimos hole, duplicate, and then select the bottom fuel cell and the bottom Deimos hole and duplicate again. Okay, delete your extra Deimos holes and delete the top two fuel tanks. And then grab your grav drive. In this case, I'm using the Gamma J52 grav drive, which I use in almost all of my builds. Select the bottom Deimos hole in your grav drive, duplicate down. Select the bottom grav drive and your Deimos hole, duplicate down again. Delete the extra holes, delete the extra grav drives, delete all three of those parts. All right. Next, you could bring in a shroud companionway 1x1 and place it on top of this 1x1. Bring in a shroud 2x1. I'm using an armory. Place that next to the 1x1. In front of that, bring in another shroud 2x1. I'm using a control station. And then in front of that, a Deimos braking engine. Next, grab a Teo control station 2x1 top A. And you're going to put this right here on top of the grav drive. It's going to be red. Change the variant and then change it back to a control station and then cancel. Now remember, with all your halves, you can use anything you want. But if you don't have 2 control stations, you're not going to get max crew. You're only going to get 6 crew max because you got 2 here, and then you're going to have 2 in the cockpit, or 4 on the control station and 2 in the cockpit. That's only 6. So if you want your 8 crew, you're going to need a second control station. So that's why I have 1 here and 1 here. That's going to give me 10 crew, even though you can only assign 8. Next, go ahead and bring in a Demo cockpit. You could use a Samurai or whatever right here. I used to use the one with the lightest mass because I don't care about cargo. All right. Now we're going to bring another engine mount out. This one has the middle pipe on the top. So this is the top flip. So exactly opposite of your bottom one. You're going to select that and duplicate drop down. And now you can delete this top one and this bottom one. And now you can see we have 2 engine mounts coming out of our grav drives and reactors. Now bring out your SAL 6830 or 5830 engine and attach that to the back. Bring out a Connect Pro Docker. We're not going to just connect this just yet, but just you could bring it out right now. And now what you want to do here is bring in a Deimos Bracer A and attach that onto your top of your grav drive and then duplicate it and bring one to the other side. Move your Deimos holes out of the way if they're in the way. And then you're going to bring in a Nova wing and attach that to the bracer, duplicate it and flip it and bring one on the other side. And now what you want to do is put a Deimos hole on the top here. And we're going to bring in our Aeros DT60 engine. We're going to attach this to the top right here. Flip it twice, cancel. Duplicate it. Flip it and attach it to the other side. Flip it twice and cancel. Now you can delete this Deimos hole. Select both engines and drop them down. Okay, delete the extra Deimos hole. And delete the top 2 engines. And now we got our engines in place and our rear wings are done. Next, you could bring out a pinpoint 3G landing gear and attach that on the bottom and the front, and then duplicate it, change it to a mid and place it next to it, duplicate that, place it next row over, and then duplicate that and pull it off, place it on the map, change the variant to a rear, and then attach this and stick it on. Actually, you could have done that prior. Now you want to select all 4 of these, duplicate them, bring them over to the other side. And then you're just going to select them, flip them, and snap them into place. All right, so that's your landing gear. Next, you can grab a Deimos bumper. Bring that, attach it to the 4, duplicate it, change the variant, and snap that. Oh, sorry, you can't snap it yet. Place it off to the grid, duplicate that again, and then duplicate that again and change it to a rear. Select all 3 of these, duplicate them, bring them to the other side. And now you can bring these in, flip them twice, cancel. Bring this one in, flip it twice, cancel. And bring in your rear, flip it twice, and cancel. Okay, same on the other side. Duplicate this one, flip it, bring it over. Duplicate this, not duplicate, but flip it, snap it, flip it twice, cancel. Grab this one, flip it, snap it in, flip it twice, cancel. And then grab this one, flip it, snap it in, flip it twice, and cancel. Okay, now you want to move this part off and move this part off. Bring a shroud cap A out, and you're going to snap that in place right here. Flip it 4 times and cancel. Okay? Then you're going to duplicate that and flip it. Just set it off the grid, and then bring it to the bottom and flip it 4 times. Sorry, that's not going to attach. Duplicate this, change the variant. Let's do the rear one first. Snap that right here. Now duplicate 4 times, cancel. And then you should be able to duplicate, flip, and attach to the bottom. Flip, tell it 4 times. One, 2, 3, 4. Cancel. Where'd it go? Oh, sorry. Before you duplicate, guys, make sure you put them on the grid. So go ahead and, before you move this into place, put this back. Flip that twice. Cancel. Oh, crap. I put it in there. There. Okay. Now you should be able to get this on. Flip it into position. Okay, snap it there. 1, 2, 3, 4 flips. Cancel. It's up top. Just select it, and it should drop down and accept. Where did it go? What the heck? I don't know where this thing disappeared to. Well, it's not working out properly. So what you want to do is just snap it here, change the variant, and then change it back and cancel. That works out just fine. Duplicate and flip this one, and then accept. That flipped just fine. And now what you can do is duplicate this, bring it out here, flip it 3 times, and snap one into place here. Flip it 4 times, cancel. Okay, now we're going to duplicate it and flip it. And get one like that. We're going to duplicate, change the variant, and get one like that. This one will snap into place right here. Flip it 4 times, cancel. Duplicate, flip 3 times, and accept. And then put this one down into place. Change the variant, change it back, cancel. And now you can move this into place, flip it twice, cancel. Okay, that's how we're going to end up with that look there. Now we want to put a shroud engine bracer right here. So just move your cockpit forward 1 spot real quick. Grab a Deimos hole. Place that right there. Bring in your engine bracer, duplicate it, put one on the other side. And now you can delete this Deimos hole, put your cockpit back, select both Deimos holes or both the bracers and the Deimos hole and duplicate down, and then delete your extra Deimos hole. And you could delete these top 2 engine bracer A's, and now we have that. Okay, now you want to duplicate your engine bracer and bring one out on both sides. And then you're going to bring out a shroud cap B and attach it to the bracer. Duplicate and flip that and place one on the other side. Then grab some Hope Tech pipes and attach those to the top, and a Supernova 2200 engine, and place that on the back. Then bring out a Deimos bumper, attach it right here, duplicate and flip it, and attach one to the other side. Then bring out Hope Tech thrusters and attach it to the cap B. And then bring out some Nova struts and attach them to the pipes. Now go ahead and select the thruster, the struts, the pipes, the engine, and both bumpers. Duplicate and bring it all to the other side. And there's basically that's your build. At this point, you could put your Docker on top in between the 2 engines. And all you got to do now is assign your weapons. So what you want to do is decide which 3 weapons you're going to use. And in my case, I'm using Obliterator 250 MEV alpha beams. I'm using PBO 300 auto alpha beams, and I'm going to use Disruptor 3340 alpha beams. Okay, so these I could have 4 of each one, and these I could have 3. So I like my stuff to be symmetrical and hidden. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put an equipment plate down right here, and I'm going to put one of my obliterators right there in the front. And then I want to attach an obliterator on the end here, and I want to duplicate that and bring one over here to this other side. And that takes care of putting my 3 obliterators on. Next, I want to get these other parts in, but I want to hide them. And I'm going to hide them under my pipes. So I'm going to move my pipes off. I'm going to duplicate and bring a Deimos hole into both of these positions. And then I'm going to put an engine or an equipment plate on top of both. And I'm going to delete the Deimos hole and duplicate that down. Okay, so let's bring this over here. Place it, delete, duplicate down. All right, so now let's grab one of our weapons. Again, we want 2 of these on the bottom on both sides. So duplicate one, or put one on the bottom and duplicate it up. And then select both of those, duplicate them, and bring them to the other side. Now we're going to duplicate the top ones onto the bottom ones. So select both your top weapons, your bottom Deimos hull, and duplicate down. Then delete the bottom Deimos hull and the top disruptors. And now you have 2 weapons on the bottom and 2 over here. That's 4 disruptors for maximum weapon power. And now we want to do our PBOs. So place your PBO 300 on the top, duplicate it, and bring it to the other side. Select both of those and your bottom Deimos hull and duplicate down. And that's 1 on the bottom. And now let's do that again. Select both weapons, bottom Deimos hull, duplicate down. Now we have 2 on the bottom of both sides. We have 4 PBO 300 auto alpha beams. Delete your top weapons and your top equipment plate. Move your pipes into place and snap them. Change the variant twice and cancel. Same on the other side. Delete this top weapon and equipment plate. Grab your pipes, bring it into place, change the variant twice and cancel. Delete all 3 Deimos hulls. Go ahead and assign your weapons and go ahead and give your ship a name. I called it the Predator. And then check your error log. I'm showing 1 unattached item. So let's do a select all and see what's unattached. It looks like these are not attached. So that's weird. If we just do a click, select, click, select, click. Select, click. And now what do we got? So now it's only those are attached. So what we're going to do is select all 4 and then click them. And let's find out why these aren't attaching. Let me cancel that. Select all and click and cancel. Interesting. So let's move this off real quick. If I select this, hold on, let me delete these 3 and let's get this one connected first. And let's make sure it's onto the main build. Okay, cancel. If I do a select all, okay, that's now connected. So now let's move this into place. 1, 2. And now let's duplicate this and change the variant. Let's connect that to the back. Flip it 1, 2, 3, 4. Cancel. And then let's duplicate this and flip it. Attach it to the bottom. Change the variant, change it back, cancel. And then duplicate, flip, accept. And now we got blue nominal checkpoint. Everything's good to go. So there's just some error getting those connected. So that's your Predator, everybody. I hope this guide helped you build this ship. And I hope it inspired you to build some more ships and gave you kind of some ideas on certain ways to attach different points. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. It helps out a lot. And the most important thing is I'm making these build guides to help people build starships. So if you could share it on like your Facebook groups, if that's where you found me, that's the best way to help other people learn how to make ships, is if you could share these guides out. I'd appreciate it. I know somebody else would. So I have a playlist of all my ships. It should pop up on the screen right now. Check that out for more guides. Subscribe if you'd like to be notified of my future builds. I have at least 20 more coming out over the next few days. So stay tuned for those. I'll catch you on the next one, everybody. Peace out.